I'm just going to bring the question up. I noticed you had it on your pad, but let me just bring this one up. When here's what's going to happen now that APS only has one vendor.
Right. We recently switched over from annuities to mutual funds.
Exactly.
We only have one vendor to change from.
Okay. That's a problem within itself, but it's okay, but it can be worked out.
Okay.
Let me just go into a bigger problem.
Okay.
What's going to happen now is that all of these insurance agents are going to be running into the school system.
Okay.
They can't help you with Lincoln Benefit because they don't work for Lincoln Benefit.
Right.
They work for Metropolitan, New York Life, who?
ING,
Valley, all of those,
right.
Valley, all those persons.
Right.
So now they're going to be scrambling to come in here and talk to the teachers to say, hey, we need to do something with this 401k plan that this TSA 403B that you just stopped putting money in.
Right.
All right, hear me out. This is where it gets a little tricky, and this is where I'm going real slow.
Okay.
Because at this point right here, my CPAs in particular, they go spastic
Okay.
when they learn this stuff.
Okay.
And this is probably the most powerful point of our conversation today.
Okay.
The reason that this stuff is so complicated, this 403B, IRA, 401k plan, 457, all of that stuff is so complicated, is because it goes across 3 regulatory agencies: the Internal Revenue Service, the Department of Labor, and ERISA.
Okay.
Those are the 3.
Okay.
And their laws commingle with each other.
Okay.
So the reason that most guys and girls stay away from the distribution side of the retirement plan is because the laws are so complicated.
Okay.
You got me? And they don't want to take the time out to do what? Learn.
Right.
So they'd rather come in and sell you on the accumulation side
Don't worry about the withdrawal.
and leave you for the withdrawal.
Right.
You got me? So now what I have to do is to come in and straighten up all of these mess ups over the years
Right.
that they never told you about.
Right.
Right? And one of them is, now what do I do with that annuity now that I've stopped putting money in it?
Right.
Okay? Now what they're going to want you to do is roll it over to an IRA.
Okay.
Why? Because that's the only way they can make money.
Okay.
You got to roll it over from the insurance company into the IRA. So it will be what? A rollover. Can you do that? Yes, you can do that, because that tax sheltered annuity is not part of the system. It is a federal system. So if you're not putting money inside of it, payroll deducted. So guess what? You can roll that anywhere you want to.
Right.
That's your money. You
Right.
can leave it there in the tax sheltered annuity. You can roll it over for a better, I said, for better posturing.
Right.
That money needs to be postured.
Okay.
And I don't mean making money. I'm talking about protecting it.
Because I can't afford to lose it.
You can't afford to lose it. And see, here's the key. What most people don't realize is that there's more than one way to lose money.
Okay.
Everybody is focusing on losing money in the investment. But we've just shown that you can lose money in what? Taxes. You got me?
Right.
You can lose money by owning it the wrong way.
Right.
You can lose money by not having the right beneficiary.
Right. A lawsuit.
A lawsuit. You got me?
Right.
Absolutely. Somebody can come out there and want to take it from you.
Right.
So we have to do what? Protect the money first. You got me? Will Rogers said that, and I love this saying. He said that I'm more interested in the return of my money than I am with the return on it.
Okay.
You got me? Just make sure I get my money back.
Okay.
You got me?
Right.
And that's where, and watch this, and that's where people are right now. These husbands that are not, wives that are not in the school system, they're bleeding because they're losing money in their 401k plans. Mm-hmm. But what they don't realize is that they have the wrong 401k plan. They have the wrong IRA. Mm-hmm. So they would just be happy with not making any more money if they could just stop what?
Losing money.
If I could just stop losing.
Right. They're being hemorrhaged.
Exactly.
Right.
And see, we can do that in about 15 minutes.
Wow.
we can stop that husband from losing any more money in his retirement plan.
Okay.
You got me?
Uh-huh.
Whole different scenario. So now we have to set up this tax sheltered annuity to do the same thing.
Right.
But the teacher is immediately, and you teachers hear me, you are going to immediately blow that money in taxes by the next situation. And what is that? Watch this. Nobody knows this.
Okay.
What the Internal Revenue Service and the Department, in particular the Department of Labor says, if you had a person that was helping you with that 403B tax sheltered annuity,
Okay.
and who set it up for him? The salesman.
The sales guy.
Okay?
Right.
And every now and then he'll send them a letter out there, if it was in a variable, showing them how to asset allocate it,
Redo it when they get a little older.
there you go.
Okay.
And so, by him helping them with the asset allocation mix, giving them advice on that plan over the years, and he sold them that plan, and he made a commission off of that plan. The Department of Labor classifies him as a what? Fiduciary. He is the fiduciary of that tax sheltered annuity because he had been giving them advice.
Okay.
And he made money off of that.
Okay.
You got me? Now, why is that important? Because the Department of Labor comes back in there and says that, oh, watch this. This is absolutely asinine. But this is the rule.
Okay.
Under Section 4975 says that if the fiduciary helps you roll your money over from a 403B into an IRA, that is a taxable event. Because he was not supposed to, if he helped you with the tax sheltered annuity, he cannot help you with the rollover.
You can't do both hands.
He can't do both ends. You got me? And most people don't know that one rule. The CPA, here's where I get to CPAs. If the CPA did your taxes, and while he was doing your taxes, and he says, hey, take a look at this tax sheltered annuity for me, tell me how I need to have this thing. I says, okay, if I was you, I would put this here. And if he gives you, and he charges you a fee for your tax return and gave you that advice, he has classified himself as what? A fiduciary. So if you are downsized from corporate America or retired from the school system, and you go back to him and says, hey, you did a good job with me on helping me asset allocate my annuity, and I trust you. Help me with the rollover. Well, that rollover, or what the Internal Revenue Service says, if a fiduciary helps you roll that 403B, 401K, 457 into an IRA, that your IRA ceases to be an IRA, and it is fully what?
Taxable.
So if you got $1 million inside of that 403B, and you let this boy, I was going to use the word con, but convince, okay? You into rolling that money over into an IRA, you have just have been involved in what the service calls a prohibitive transaction. And up under Section 4975, your entire money, once it hits that IRA, is taxable. Now, what normally should be what? A tax-free event.
Right.
You roll over from a tax sheltered annuity to an IRA.
Right.
That's tax-free. But because of who helped you with it, and guess who's going to be running back to you to help you with that is the guy that sold it to you.
Right.
Hello?
Right. So now you create a taxable event.
Exactly. Or somebody with that company. If it's not the guy that sold it to you, it will be somebody from that company. If it's a MetLife annuity, it'll probably most likely be a MetLife attorney. Agent, representative company that'll help you with it. And if you roll that money up, then it says what? That your IRA ceases to be an IRA.